Hey. Today we're going to talk about the greenhouse and the tomato plants that are growing in there. There's quite a bit of damage that's taken place this season with the plastic as well as some of the supports. So we'll be over the next couple of months looking at that and how to improve them. But we have to identify the blessings and the curses. So stay tuned for that. If you want to skip to trimming tomatoes, go to the 8-minute mark. Hey everybody, just thought I'd scan over the greenhouse here. Now if you look, the sides here just rained last night, but it's been venting really well with these sides all summer. The problem is not the sides. The problem's up there. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Now that was one solid piece of plastic that went all the way over. And as you can tell, it definitely doesn't. So if we come to the back side here. Excuse me, little girl. Hi, how you doing? Oh. We have this big giant tear right there. We've got that tear. Okay, tomato plant right here coming out. You can see inside here, these tomato plants just went gangbusters on pushing through. That with combination of wind and just weathering came out with this. Now for those of you who think, oh no, it's probably more the weather, I'd like to direct your attention to that right there. That is a tomato plant. And this is all tomato plant under here. As you can see, it poked right through. I mean, ripped the staples out. Probably would have ripped all of it off if those pieces of wood weren't there. So there's damage inside too from these tomato plants. Last year we didn't have any issues with the guidelines. None whatsoever. See, they're even pushing through here. See, coming out. There's another view here, down here. Look how full those things are. This is again all tomato plants. Look at how pushed out that is. I mean, and there's not a lot to do about it right now until the tomatoes have run their course. So, more tomato plant coming through. Inside we have some other damage, just from tomatoes. So, like I said last year, we didn't have any issue with the tomato plants for some reason, but this year we have. This is not a water line. It is PEX line, but it's not a water line. Last year we used that for our guidelines on our tomato plants. This year, the tomato plants have gotten so heavy, so full. Hold on, let me, the ladies are trying to come in, hold on. There, clip our gate. But back to this here. This supports our tomato plants, as you can see right here. It's supposed to be straight up with these wires. I mean, you can just feel the tension on that thing. Last year, again, we didn't have any problems whatsoever with the guidelines. That's why I liked them. That's why I used them again this year. Even our shorter plants over here, there's still a lot of tension. You can see how they're just pushing up, trying to keep growing out. There's all kinds of fruit on them, as you can see. Look at that. That is just beautiful. They're mostly cherry tomatoes, which is kind of nice, but there's a lot of weight right there. And what ended up happening is you can follow that guideline, that support, all the way over to there. It should be up there. right right in there, and there was a screw holding it in, going through it, pinching it up there. Okay, pinching this end in place, it pulled it out. That's how much weight is being on this thing. So when the tomatoes are done later this fall, there's nothing to do about it now. When it's done, we will have to address it. My plan is to get some polycarbonate sheeting. You see this a lot on garages and things of that nature, greenhouses as well. And what they do is it creates a greenhouse effect, but it's relatively light. I don't foresee any issues with using polycarbonate sheeting for the roofing on this thing. For those of you who also don't know, I do trim these tomato plants as well with these sucker branches. I get rid of them every time I see them, which may or may not be contributing to how well they're growing. Over here, here's that rip. You can see, get rid of that water there from the rain, but you can see the ripping of the plastic. It just sheared it all the way down. Now this plastic is 2 years old. We had it up last year over winter, but still, right there you can see those plants. That string just snapped right there, and they're now on the ground, which kind of sucks. I'm going to try salvaging some, but might not be able to. We do have a lot of red cherry tomatoes in there, which is great. But look at that cluster. I mean, that is 2 tomato plants right there. See? Maybe 3. And look at how they just go gangbusters and push right out the top. That is 10 feet tall, I think. 8 feet tall. Yeah, the apex of the greenhouse is 8 feet tall, so, and they're sticking out quite a ways. Even over here, we have quite a few branch offs. If we keep going, we've got this lone pepper plant here. Just a little quick thing. Right there, aren't those things beautiful? It's the only pepper plant in the greenhouse that survived, which is kind of cool, but it's doing well. This one here got so heavy, if you can see that, it just fell over. Now, just so it doesn't break, we'll see if that works. I don't know, but we have quite a bit of damage. I mean, the plastic's definitely got to come off, and we got to do something. So I want to make it a permanent fix with the polycarbonate sheeting, and just do all of it in polycarbonate. So all of this, I mean, you can even see it right there, will come off. It'll get replaced with polycarbonate. Oh, right here. Perfect shot. So for those who don't know much about tomato plants are a vine, and this is a fruit branch right here. As you can see, it comes off the main stalk. You've got the main stalk here, you got your fruit branch that comes off, and then you'll get this like grapevine almost view of your tomatoes. This you do not want to break off, because then you won't have any fruit. This is beneficial. Now it could extend off like this one and continue and create another stalk, but you definitely want these to get red. And right there's a view. We can get a good picture of one of those stalks. See? And then you have leaf branches, which are these right here. Now, the other item is this piece right here is called a sucker branch. Most people I know take those off. I've noticed that when I do pull these off, snap them off, I tend to get better fruit. off the plant, and they tend to be more managed. So that one must have got missed, or it's just really like the rain we've had this week. But I will snap it off at the brace here. That one snapped off a little high, but you want to snap it off right in the crease right there. Okay? And what that's going to do is give you a nice straight branch. See, this one fell over too. That is the main stalk right there. It just fell over, and look how long that is. Yeah, that's amazing how well these plants have been growing. Like I said, I tried to get rid of these sucker branches as I see them all summer long, but clearly I am missing some because they are just growing so fast and strong. See, right there's another sucker branch I just found. Didn't see that on the way through. This one, you can see it real well. I'll move it out here. Right there is the sucker. I get rid of those. So that is what's going on in our greenhouse. Now, also I've noticed this tomato plants. You can see how they just fell. Snapped the string and just fell. So need to get some work. One of them, the string is still here and you can feel the tension on it. It's amazing. I'm still happy with the string as guidelines. It's just this year these tomato plants just went so well that there's nothing I mean, it's just the strength of these plants is amazing. What else I want to show you real quick? Oh, right over here. So in case you're thinking that this row was the only row that had damage with that guideline, you can see it bowing right here. That's because that hasn't pulled out yet. Instead it pulled out on the other end. Same thing with our shorter ones down there. And right here, this plant right here, pulled it out right up there. There's actually, I don't know if I can get the camera to get, but there's 2 clips on this one that I put in. I put in a second clip and it still pulled it out and ripped the plastic as well. And you can see right there how much it's bowing. I mean, you can see it right there. That's that string right there. So, these tomato plants are just amazing. They're resilient. They are beneficial. I do sell tomatoes. People tend to like them. But I've also noticed that a lot of these tomato plants came up on their own from last year from just seed dropping, and I end up keeping them and cultivating them. Some I transplanted so we could do that. And this is just amazing how well they've grown for late crop. It's just, I mean, look at this. How can you not be happy with all of this fruit? I have noticed that I don't see really any non-cherry tomatoes. I had originally planted 4 different varieties, cherry tomatoes, which are these. And then I also planted a baseball-sized tomato and grape tomatoes, which are smaller. They're about half the size of a cherry tomato. And then Roma tomatoes, which are oblong shaped. So let me give you a nice view right there. I'm going to end the video right there on that beautiful bundle of cherry tomatoes. So as always, get out, grow something today, and may God bless you. If you like the video, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. You can hit that thumbs up bell because YouTube likes that now. And give me a comment. If you've ever had tomatoes like this, let me know. I'd love to hear from you.